You ever find yourself sitting on the couch knowing you should be doing something else? Working out, finishing that project, learning that new skill, but you just can't? It's this universal struggle, right, between what we want to do and what we actually end up doing. Well, today we're going to break down the science of why that happens and, more importantly, how to actually fix it. Okay, so let's just dive right in with a question that really kicked this whole thing off. This post from a Reddit user, it just perfectly captures the dilemma we all get stuck in. It's the classic catch-22, isn't it? You feel like you need motivation to build discipline, but you need discipline for the times when motivation is nowhere to be found. So, yeah, now what? And that, right there, is the fundamental question we're going to tackle today. The answer isn't just try harder, I can promise you that. It's a journey that actually starts deep inside our own brain chemistry, moves through the psychology of our habits, and then lands on the most powerful fuel of all, finding your meaning. To really understand why we act, or, why we don't act, we have to start with the biological spark. It all kicks off with this tiny but incredibly powerful chemical messenger that's pretty much running the show inside our heads. You've probably heard of dopamine, right? It gets this rap as the pleasure chemical, but that's a huge misconception. Turns out, it's not really about the feeling of pleasure itself. It's about the drive to get the pleasure. It's the thing that gets you off the couch in the first place. Now this is the crucial distinction. What's so interesting is that dopamine spikes when you expect a good outcome. It's that little chemical voice in your head that says, hey, if you do this thing, something good might happen. That anticipation, that's the real engine of our motivation. And this whole process works in a really simple but powerful loop. So you get a cue, like you see your running shoes by the door. That triggers a craving, dopamine starts to rise, pushing you to respond, to actually go for that run. And then you get the reward, that amazing feeling of accomplishment. And your brain just goes, okay, note to self, let's do that again. This loop builds every single habit you have, good or bad. So if dopamine is the spark that gets the fire started, what's the engine that keeps us moving? We usually think it's one of two things, motivation or discipline. But it turns out they are fundamentally different kinds of fuel. I absolutely love this comparison because it just nails it. Motivation is a powerful wave. It feels incredible, it can carry you a long, long way, but it's totally based on emotion. It's temporary, and you can't control when it shows up. Discipline, on the other hand, it's a rudder. It's not flashy, it's not exciting, but it's a tool. It's a tool that lets you steer and keep moving forward even when the emotional seas are totally calm and the wind is gone. So here's the problem. If your entire strategy for getting things done relies on just waiting for that wave of motivation, you're going to spend a lot of time just stuck. As the author James Clear points out, willpower is a finite resource. It's like a muscle, or maybe even like your phone battery. Every decision you make all day drains it a little bit, which makes it a really terrible long-term plan. Okay, so if motivation is unreliable and willpower is limited, then how do we actually get things done consistently? Well, the answer isn't about having more grit or trying harder. It's about building a better system. This is the core idea from the book Atomic Habits, and it's a real game changer. Instead of trying to make some huge, heroic leap forward, you just focus on getting 1% better every single day. At first, it feels like you're doing nothing, but those tiny, tiny gains, they compound over time into massive, life-altering change. This is one of the most powerful ideas in all of productivity. Seriously. We all have goals, right? But goals are just wishful thinking without a process to actually get you there. The results you get in life, they're really just a lagging measure of the systems and habits you put into place day after day. So what exactly is a system in this context? Think of it this way. It's a pre-made decision. It's a structure you design for yourself that makes the right choice the easy choice, or even better, the automatic choice. It just takes willpower completely out of the equation. And this is a perfect real-world example. It actually comes from the same Reddit thread we started with. So this person's goal was to work out, but like most of us, they just rarely felt like it. So they built a system. The rule was, I'm not allowed to shower at night until I do my workout. Suddenly, the decision wasn't, should I work out? It was, am I going to shower tonight? By linking the new habit to an old, non-negotiable one, they made success almost inevitable. Brilliant. So, how do you build one of these for yourself? It's way easier than it sounds. First, start ridiculously small. Make it so easy it almost feels silly. Want to read more? Start with 1 page a day. Second, break it down. Don't aim for a 30-minute workout, just aim for 1 set of push-ups. And finally, remember the golden rule. Be consistent, not perfect. The goal isn't to never fail, it's to never miss 2 days in a row. Systems are the machinery of discipline. They are incredibly effective, for sure. But on the hardest days, when even the best laid plans are put to the test, you need something deeper. You need fuel. You need a purpose. You need a why. This quote comes from Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and a Holocaust survivor. He observed that in the concentration camps, the people who were most likely to survive were the ones who held on to some sense of purpose, a reason to endure something that was truly unimaginable. His whole idea was this: a powerful why can make almost any how bearable. And a huge part of finding that why is believing that growth is even possible. Someone with a fixed mindset believes effort is a sign of weakness and that setbacks are final judgments on their abilities. But a growth mindset? That's totally different. It sees effort as the path to getting better, and setbacks as just signs that you need to try a new strategy. This belief is the foundation for any real long-term discipline. So when you put it all together, you get this simple but incredibly profound equation. Your mindset, what you truly believe is possible, that fuels your discipline, which is really just your repeated actions. And when you combine those two things with time, the result is the person you ultimately become. In the end, it really is a layered approach, isn't it? You build systems to automate your actions, to take motivation out of the picture. Those actions build habits that slowly start to define who you are. But all of it, the systems, the habits, the discipline, it's all powered by the one thing that can get you through absolutely anything. A clear, compelling reason why you're doing it in the first place. So what's yours?